Now, what makes the movie watching experience so amazing? What is it that you can get together either in a group and large social event, or you can even just watch a movie by yourself and somehow still feel completely immersed in a world and still feel a sense of connection to characters that are on your screen, and that you can just have a good time? What makes a movie watchable? What makes a movie enjoyable? Now, this is one that I'm honestly kind of excited for, because The Black Phone is a movie that I found really interesting. I was entertained with this movie. I felt that, one, it was really good acting. I felt like a lot of the times kid actors are kind of hit or miss. Now, I'm not going to say that these were, the best kid actors in the world, but the fact that they were able to convey the feeling and the pretty much overall make it believable. They were able to make me believe that this is what they're going through right now in this moment, and I feel like that was really cool. I felt that this was one of those movies that was well written. And let me know, guys, when I talk about this stuff, I feel like it's something that most people are like, oh, well, yeah, if it's gonna be a good story, that's what's gonna be in it. But I don't know, I feel like, or maybe it was that this last era we were in of like kind of bad movies, bad horror movies especially, that had came out, where everything was a remake and everything was a version of something else, and so things always went the way they did, and it was never really, oh, let's actually tell a story, let's use Chekhov's gun, let's use all these other storytelling elements. It was kind of just, let's do some shit. And that might have been my younger mind watching movies that I haven't rewatched because I thought they sucked. But I mean, there's good movies that I thought were good and I rewatched them today and I'm like, yeah, they're still good movies. The Black Phone is one of these movies that, although I'm not gonna be watching it consistently, is gonna be one of those movies that the day I do choose to rewatch it, I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna be like, damn, this was a really good movie. It has what you want for a suspenseful film. Now, for even those people who are a little bit more on the slasher side, you do get glimpses of that, but it doesn't really show you any of that. So have that be whatever it will be. To me, that's not a problem. To me, that's perfectly fine. I'm not really a big fan of the whole, I have to show this person getting killed. Like, no, leave it to the person's imagination. I think that's cool enough. I want to talk a little bit about this film that I didn't know going into the movie. Because when the movie had came out, I saw the trailer, but I'm not someone who watches a lot of trailer just because it spoils me for a movie. So, like, let's say if a trailer comes out for something, there's like 2 to 3 types of trailers. Trailer A is a short trailer that shows you the cool stuff and it doesn't really tell you what the movie's about. Boom, those are the ones I like. Trailer 2 is, no, it's like a 2 to 3 minute trailer and it pretty much tells you the movie scene by scene by scene. Like, bro, cut that shit. Only show like some crazy parts. But I feel like something about trailers is that it'll show literally every person about to get killed, or it'll show like just stupid stuff that's like, I felt like I watched the movie already. Why am I even gonna watch the movie? That's trailer number 2. And then trailer number 3 is a mix of both of those, where it's a short trailer but it might tell you some of the like biggest things in the movie, or it might like spoil something. Now, I do get that it's all about building tension and you want people to be like, oh, like, I want to watch this movie. But a lot of horror movies lean toward that number 2, where we're gonna show you a long ass trailer and we're gonna show you everything that happens pretty much step by step. I don't know if, I mean, I can go watch it right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go watch the trailer for The Black Phone real quick and let y'all know what I think. Okay, so after watching the trailer, I can say that it is a 3. It is something that it shows a lot of what's going to happen, but it gives it to you out of context. So the main thing that you're really able to portray from the trailer. In the trailer, it shows you right before what's going to happen when Finn gets taken by the grabber. But I want to talk about what the trailer doesn't show you. Now, in the trailer, something that it doesn't show you is the alcohol problem that Finn's dad has. And the whole mother subplot isn't even mentioned in the trailer, which I think is good. It's something that while watching the movie, I was like, oh, okay, this is something unexpected. But I didn't even expect it because it wasn't in the trailer, which I thought was good. I felt like the dad's character arc was fairly straightforward. but it was something that did add to the movie. I felt like it made the relationship between the whole family by the end of it very stronger. I feel that the reason things did take place was because of the dad's problem. Because throughout the film, something that we learned from Finn is that he's a very smart kid, he's a very caring kid, but he lacks a lot of confidence. And that is because of how his home situation is. That's because of how his father's pretty much raised him and his sister. And pretty much from birth, they were told not to dream. Or I don't know from when, but ever since their mother died, they were told not to dream, not to have hopes, not to really even chase anything, because the fact that what was going on with their mother, which led to her dying, the dad, you can tell that he didn't want the same thing to happen to his kids, but the way he went about it was just so wrong, so clueless, you can say, on his part. But it's something that, again, added to the story overall. While doing the research for this film, I found out that it's originally a short story from Joe Hill that was written in 2004. I didn't read it, but I'm thinking about giving it a read just because, again, the movie was good. I'm someone who's an aspiring director. I want to learn that stuff. So reading it and kind of just seeing what was the basis for this movie, I like the details of that. The film was written and directed by Scott Derrickson and C. Roberts Cargill. Now, something about this movie, Ethan Hawke. He is someone who I like as an actor. I feel that he's in a lot of experimental roles. One of the most noticeable roles from him would probably be Sinister from the horror movie genre. I feel like he was really good in that movie. The concept of that movie was really good. I believe it was an original concept as well. But Ethan Hawke, yeah, he's one of those guys who I feel like he won't really do a movie unless he sees something within the movie or he feels something about that movie. Which, getting him to play the role of the Grabber was very smart for them. He's a good actor. He made the Grabber very believable. He even made the scenes on, because when you're watching the movie, you're like, oh, well, I obviously, me, an intellectual, wouldn't get tricked by the Grabber. I wouldn't fall for his stings. And when the Grabber pulls up and when he first takes Finney. Now, if you want to say, oh, you're spoiling, it literally happens in the trailer, so I can't spoil what's in the trailer. But when he pulls up, when he takes Finney, you kind of think that, oh, he's probably going to, hop out the car. Hey, let me talk to you, blah, 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 da-da-da. No, he's already parked. He's walking. He drops his groceries and he kind of portrays himself as a dummy. He makes himself not seem like someone who's gonna be a threat to Finn. And then once it's a little too late, when Finn notices the black balloons, it's too late. And the movie will show you it's too late, because not only does Ethan Hawke perform this really well by his character build, but the Grabber's a strong motherfucker. Once he has his shirt off and stuff, there's scenes where they're zooming into him and you can tell that you'd like to say that, oh, me, if this ever happened to me, I can get myself out of that situation. But the dude's built. And to compare him to Finn and then most people that he's grabbing, because most of the people he's grabbing is under 18, they're still in school. So it is young kids that he's taking. And it was just something that made the film more believable to me. And I'm not saying that this is the perfect movie. There are some things in it that I thought were a little the scene where there's a lot of scenes where Gwen, Finn's sister, where she has dreams and she has visions and things of that nature. And the dad is someone who is against that because of what happened to the mom. But it doesn't really, it kind of alludes that the mom was on drugs or something, or she was schizophrenic. But also the way the movie portrayed it was, oh no, Gwen really has supernatural powers. So did the mom have powers or no? Another thing that was left to the imagination, or something that wasn't fully answered, and this is something that I believe the whole movie was kind of even based around. Finn. Does Finn have powers, or does Finn not have powers? Because throughout the movie, but before I get to this, let me just say that, again, a very good film overall. The way it built up tension, the way it built up expectations and then subverted them, the way that something that I really enjoyed was the scenes where Finn would actually pick up the phone, and we just had those moments of him interacting with that other place. I thought those were really interesting, and I thought the director was really trying to convey something. And honestly, now that I think about it, I think it's the same director that directed Sinister. Hold up. Okay, it is. So Scott Derrickson, the director of The Black Phone, also directed Sinister. That makes sense to me now. The films had such an eerie vibe to them. They had a certain type of, when the spirits came out, when the souls came out, it had a certain type of vibe to them that is very Scott Derrickson now that I think about it, which I think is really cool. And honestly, something else that this movie did very well was it left me excited. It made me, because the way that it was written, the way that it was portrayed, the way that things went down made me, again, just like Avatar, it made me feel like the people who wrote this and the people who directed this really cared for this project. They really wanted to convey an image. They really wanted to convey a story, and they did that to the best of their ability, I feel like. Even though things could be better, things could be whatever, they did a really good job. I don't want to spoil the movie too much. I already said a lot, because I really would recommend you watch it yourself. It's a really good film. If you are like me who doesn't like a lot of gore, there's not a lot of gore. If you prefer a lot of gore, there's some gore. If you like good storytelling, there's going to be good storytelling in here. If you want to be entertained, I believe you'll be entertained because it's very suspenseful, and overall, I believe it's a good watch. Now, there's a theory that I have that I don't know. I feel like personally there's going to be a Black Phone 2. Now, the reason I believe this is, one, now that I know it was from Scott Derrickson and they made Sinister 2, there might be a Black Phone 2, or they might even call it something else. I feel like, is there a Scott Derrickson interconnected universe out there? Because there could be, honestly. The way that, okay, and damn, there's a movie theater, now. I can't let Matt Pat get his hands on this. Y'all better not add Matt Pat on here, bro. Okay, so this is my film theory. I believe that the grabber is also able to hear ghost. Now, can anybody hear the ghost? That's something that we do not know yet. We know that Finn can hear the ghost, but toward the end of the movie, it's kind of suggested that Finn has supernatural powers. Now, does the grabber have supernatural powers? Because in that ending scene where Finn hands the grabber the phone, the grabber can hear the kids. My theory is that the grabber at some point in his life was held hostage just like Finn was. And I feel that his way of escape was the same way Finn escaped, was being on the phone with these souls and them almost explaining to him what happened. Now, the reason I feel like this happened to the grabber is because imagine as a child you're kidnapped. You can be kidnapped for a week. Imagine at any point in your life, now obviously hopefully this never happens, but imagine at some point in your life you're kidnapped, right? And you're in this room with a phone that is not connected. But every now and then you hear a ring. So you answer the phone. You say hello. And there's nobody there. There's no line. There's no beep, beep, beep. There's none of that. It's just silence. But every so often there's a voice. And the voice tells you things that somebody who is not in your position wouldn't be able to know. They tell him, oh, you see that thing there? Oh, that's because a few weeks ago or when I was here, I did that. It didn't work, however. Or this did work, but then I fucked up and I did this. They're telling him very specific things. And at first I thought, oh, well, maybe the kids are in another room and all of these kids are in a bunch of different rooms. Because the grabber at first does try to emulate that he's not going to hurt anybody. He's not going to do anything. He is a different grabber from the one who's killed all the kids. And at first you believe it a little until you don't. Until the kids start telling you details that, no, okay, these kids were here. These people were here. And they died here. And that's something that Finn kind of has to accept. He has to accept the fact that these people that have already died are contacting him. Now, if you're anybody else, you'll probably say, oh, he's going crazy. But if everything they told him was kind of true and everything they told him was a way for him to escape, once he escapes, what is he going to tell people? Is he going to tell people, oh yeah, there was a phone down there. Every now and then people called me. They were dead people. And they taught me pretty much how to escape. Even his best friend who had died, he's going to tell people, oh yeah, I talked to Robin. He's dead, but I talked to him. His soul talked to me, and he helped me escape that room. Like, that's going to sound crazy. To anybody you tell, that's going to sound crazy. But he escaped. He got out. So I feel like in the future, is Finn kind of going to start like, how did I hear those people? What did happen? Is that just because I was going crazy in there, or did I actually talk to those people? I feel like at some point he might want to prove himself right, and I feel like that's kind of the situation the grabber got himself in. Was he trying to see is if he killed all these kids in this room, eventually spirits would start talking to one of the kids? Like, is that what the fuck he was trying to do? Or was he just being fucked up? Because why even leave the phone there? At some point, just take the phone. Like, if you really just want to kill these kids, don't even have the black phone there, you know? And that's something that this movie kind of left eerie to me. There wasn't an exact explanation, which is okay. It's cool because it lets the watcher kind of interpret it in his own way. And that's kind of what I came out from it, was that the grabber might have been in Finn's situation and he made it out. And now he kind of went crazy, or he thinks he's going crazy, and he kind of just wants to see what the deal with the phone was. There's so many other things about this movie that we can talk about. But as of right now, that's all I have to really say until y'all watch the film. Once you watch the film, leave me a comment below on something that you heard here that resonated to you. You saw the movie and you thought, oh shit, this part was crazy. Let me know what y'all think about the movie. I really suggest you watch it. If you have already watched it, what was y'all's favorite scene? What are theories that y'all have about this film? I feel that there might be a part 2. I want to look back at Scott Derrickson's work, because Sinister I really liked. Sinister 2 I don't remember too much. Oh, look at this. Scott Derrickson didn't even direct Sinister 2. It was somebody else who directed Sinister 2. So, as it shows right here, Scott Derrickson directed Sinister in 2012, The Black Phone that released in 2001, Doctor Strange, Deliver Us from Evil in 2014, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Oh, what? The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Director Scott Derrickson, yeah. I mean, he's got some bangers under his thing. I'm pretty sure he co-directed Doctor Strange 2, because I know Sam Raimi directed that one, The Day the Earth Stood Still. I think as a movie watcher and as somebody who enjoys films, I think I'm going to take a closer look into Scott Derrickson's discography. But I am Martin, guys. If y'all want to watch more movie reviews, more Martin reviews, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Just some positive stuff, no negative stuff. To whoever is watching this, I challenge you, I dare you to do something that is going to give you confidence. Do something that, even if it's a small victory, the small victories count. Do something when you wake up that you can be like I did this today and I feel good. Remember, guys, have a great day. Have a great life. To whoever is watching, thank you so much. I am Martin. There's so much more to come. Thank you. Have a great day. Just thank you. Bye-bye.